I get that a lot of people are still happy with their standard slab phones, and I've had a lot of fun showing off the 100x zoom on this thing, but I am still just way more interested in the new stuff, in the folding phones, and I think today's story is going to really perfectly illustrate why that is. When you have a device like this, like the Z Flip, that folds over like a clamshell device, which is still just a really cool thing that phones can do now, you do need some sort of cover display, which is yeah, right there on the device to show you notifications and things like that so that you don't have to open it every single time you want to check a notification or maybe even respond to a text message, something like that. Well, that space, that cover display space, is about to see an explosion of really interesting competition. And today, we've got a leak that's going to take this whole thing to an entirely different level. So let's jump to Twitter here, where I've kind of organized this. Obviously, this is the Z Flip device with its relatively small cover display. We then have the Oppo Find N2, which has a very large cover display, which I think is a step in the right direction, okay? But next up, we have a new device. A device, presumably from Motorola, probably going to be a Razr. It's going to be a Razr. Coming out this year, probably in just a couple of months. Actually, let's see, it's February, so about 4 or 5 months. This is supposedly the cover display on the new Moto Razr. This thing has a cover display that is pretty much the entire front of the device with the camera array and flash module being cut out from that display. Now, this leak, these set of photos, come from EV Leaks on Twitter. This is someone who has been extremely reliable with these sorts of leaks. So this is almost certainly real. We have another photo here showing some of the stuff that might be on that screen, showing that you can have sort of a list of notifications down below, a list of widgets or applications you can launch, a full app drawer there, right? That's pretty cool to see. Down here at the bottom, a lot of stuff you can do. Now, we have a spec list from a website called the Tech Outlook. Now, this is totally unconfirmed, okay? I don't know if we can trust this at all. So I'm just going to throw it up on the screen, and you can look at it yourself and tell me what you think. Some of this stuff seems a little bit odd to me for a device coming out this year. So I'm not going to speculate on that any further. May or may not be true. But this stuff almost certainly is the real deal, and it looks really, really good. Now, not to be outdone, we have another leak, this time from Ice Universe, claiming that the Z Flip 5 is very likely to be of this design. So, if this is true, the Z Flip 5 will be chasing Motorola in this regard and doing almost the exact same thing. Although I do believe this is just a mock-up. I don't believe this is meant to be seen as an actual leaked render, whereas this Motorola stuff absolutely is some marketing material type stuff. To further throw coal on the fire of the Z Flip portion, here is Ross Young, who I've cited many times as well. He is the CEO of Display Supply Chain Consultants, and he's also frequently correct about this sort of stuff. As I have told my super followers yesterday, there are a couple of important changes to the Z Flip 5. Looks like the Flip 5 will have a much larger cover display and a different hinge design, similar to the Oppo Find N, which should reduce the visibility of the seam. Finally, these flip devices are about to get very, very exciting again. And then to top all of this off, Evan tweeted this morning, just actually very, very recently, in reference to this set of images, that there is an announcement, reveal, and event activation launch June 1st, 2023. So it appears that this new design, we're going to see it in person, like I said in the beginning of the video, in just a handful of months at the beginning of June. I am very excited to see where all of this is headed. What do you guys think of this new cover display design? Let me know in the comments down below how you could see this being useful, or if you think that it's a red herring and it's a bad idea, it's the wrong way to be going. Let's talk about it in the comments down below. Guys, I will see you in the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.